WAL was founded in the late 80s to promote diversity in the legal profession, as well as to ensure access to justice for all people and to eliminate feelings of powerlessness and exclusion in the African American community. I think that the goals of WAL has remained the same, whereas we've adjusted with the different tools and with the times to promote our same mission, to promote diversity within the legal community.
I'm Nancy Joseph. I'm a magistrate judge here in Milwaukee. I've been in Milwaukee for about 24 years, and I've been a member of WAL since. And I think WAL has been a great support system for me in emerging as a young attorney in Milwaukee. And I think WAL remains a good support system for diverse and African American young attorneys in this community.
When I got to Marquette University, I experienced a bit of culture shock because there was not a lot of people that looked like me, and so I tried to get involved with organizations like the Black Student Council in undergrad, and then when I got to law school, the Black Law Students Association, because I found it inspiring to be around people that wanted me to succeed. And law school is so competitive that you sort of you lose sight of friendships, and it's hard to sort of meet genuine people. But with BALSA and even with WAL, you meet people that want you to succeed, and so that was a really big thing for me because there was no sort of competitive nature. It was more of a family.
While in law school, I was a member of the Black Law Students Association, and immediately upon graduation from Marquette Law School, I met this warm, engaging group of lawyers known as WAMA at the time in 1988 when the organization was formed. And I don't know if that was the first version of it, but it certainly became an instrument to help me with my path to success, what I wanted to do as a lawyer and in the legal profession. I have been a member of the organization my entire career, which started in 1985 as a federal prosecutor. And I am one who encourages all lawyers to become involved in all of the bar associations that they can afford, and certainly for African American lawyers to be involved in WAL. The power of one is a good thing. The power of a lot is a greater thing.
WAL is more important and more relevant now more than ever. We are very active in the community. We're not just a social professional development organization, but we are really a community-oriented organization to try to make law more accessible to the community. For example, we had a panel on immigration, which was really well attended and well received, to really start the discussion and letting people know what their rights are in this changing and murky environment that we currently have in regards to immigration and immigration reform. We also had a very outstanding panel on moving past the diversity statement and focusing on inclusion, because we realized that diversity is only one part of it. In order to affect real change, we need to make sure we have a culture of inclusion where people feel like they can make a difference and make a contribution, and that they're valued as individuals. And we still have a good time as well, and want to provide a platform for diverse attorneys to interact with each other and our allies as well. In that vein, we've had the Blue Tending, or Behind the Bar Blue Tending event at the Pfister, which was a great time. Our annual meeting, which was really well attended. We have a lot of networking that we sponsor with the University of Wisconsin Law School, BALSA, as well as the Marquette BALSA. We also work with the law schools to promote their events and volunteer to help and support. The Vellendale Scholarship serves the dual purpose of recognizing two outstanding trailblazers in the Wisconsin legal community, as well as providing support and guidance to the future of our legal community by promoting diversity and giving that extra push that all of us need from time to time. In addition to the Vellendale Scholarship, we also have expanded to providing a book scholarship given in honor of Chief Judge Maxine White of Milwaukee County, who is also a past president of WAL and continues to be a trailblazer in her own right for diversity in the legal community.
I met Vale Phillips about 4 decades ago, and she's a very close personal friend of mine. a heavy mentor in the early years of my career, and she and her husband were trailblazers in so many ways. She's the first woman to graduate from University of Wisconsin Law School. She and Dale are the first couple to have graduated from the law school, the first couple to be a member of the federal bar in Wisconsin, the first couple to own a law firm. They taught us essentially that it's okay to have a successful career in any profession like the law. But what they really taught us is you can't be successful without being connected to your community. They fought really hard for the rights of others who didn't have the opportunities that they had. And they are just the kind of modeling of people, professional and community-minded folks that the Wisconsin Association of African American Lawyers has built its mission around. What they did, how they did it, who they helped, and why.
As a scholarship recipient of the Vellendale Scholarship, it impacted me two ways, I think. One, obviously the financial impact, because Marquette is very, very expensive, and so to have any sort of financial assistance throughout that process is huge. And secondly, I think it inspired me to want to be a pioneer in the legal community and to aspire to do more. When you think of Vel and Dale Phillips and all they've done, civil rights activists and pioneers and true leaders in the community, you can only sort of strive to be like them and want to be like them. And I think that's what the scholarship does. As a winner of that scholarship, you're like, I have to do something great. I have to effectuate change in the community, and that's my goal. You know, my mother always tells me, to whom much is given, much is required, and I carry that with me every day of my life. So whenever I get a chance or get invited to do a panel at a church or a high school, I try to accept it because I want them to see me, and I'm very young in my career still, but I think that's how I can early on make a change, and just to be an example of what a black male attorney looks like in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
One of the most exciting things that I have seen in WAL as an elder member is this new emerging generation of young leaders and young attorneys in WAL who are bringing a lot of excitement and energy to the organization and who are thinking about the organization in ways that us old folks weren't thinking about before, reaching out to collaborate with the state bar, reaching out to partner with other specialty bar organization is very exciting, and I think that's going to make a big contribution to WAL and to Milwaukee at large.
Organizations like WAL and the State Bar and its efforts and in other parts of our system that work to bring people together really remind us of how much better we can become at serving the people, serving our clients, if we have diversity as one of our primary missions and our goals. We need organizations who are brave enough, strong enough, and intelligent enough to remind us of that fact constantly. I think that there's been a regression in terms of diversity across our nation. We see racial and ethnic and religious uprisings of the type that I thought I would never witness again. Certainly not at this time in the growth of America, from the time of our formation until now. I think we have a long way to go. We've taken 2 steps back, but because of the strength of our nation, the strength of our legal profession, and the strength of the lawyers in WAL, I think that we're going to make those steps forward to keep this nation and our system of justice strong.
Diversity, both on the bench and the bar, continues to be a priority, I think, locally and nationally. So I think there will always be a place for WAL to work on these issues, trying to make a difference, and hopefully in collaboration with other partners, the law firms, the bench, the bar association, the new generation of lawyers coming forward to continue the trajectory of just making our bar as inclusive and as open and as diverse as our community is in general.
I graduated from law school in 1985, and there were very few lawyers of color in Wisconsin and probably across the nation. We've had a rebirth and a growth of lawyers of color across the nation as well as in Wisconsin and in Milwaukee, but we're still low in numbers comparatively speaking. I think that the emphasis has been made in the law schools on making certain that we bring together populations of lawyers who can serve the changing dynamics of the populations of the people in our communities. And that's a good thing.